Semester of AutoCAD, engineering design. So far you guys have been spending all your time making parts. We are going to go away from making parts now and actually assembling those parts. A part by itself is kind of boring, but when you can take a bunch of them, create something like this trebuchet right here, Inventor does some really cool things with that. I'm going to take this trebuchet over to the environment dynamic simulation. And after a couple of joints are set up, I've got a message to kill over here. After the tutorial is set up, you can actually start to run your assemblies. I'm going to push go on this catapult and you'll watch it launch the ball. Now you see I have full control over it as it is launched. I can also graph the output. Let's say that this is the ground plane right here. Where the ground plane intersects with the ball would be roughly the distance the catapult through. You guys will be given the pieces to make this catapult. I'm going to reset it. You guys will be given the pieces to make this catapult in a format like this right here. This is the kit of all of the pieces. So gone are the times where you have to actually painstakingly make each piece by hand and then assemble it. I'll give you all of this, so all you have to do is focus on the assembly portion and the applying of joints and forces. To get started on that, there is this folder right here on the common drive, assembly projects. I'm going to double click on that and you're going to find parts A, B, and C along with the PDF first assembly project. I'm going to slide this off my screen real quick and open up new assembly. I'll take a moment to throw all the dialog boxes that are showing up on my screen on yours. So I want an assembly. I'm going to go standard IAM. The IAM is Inventor Assembly. I'm going to create. And now, this is my assembly environment. I can come back over here with these three pieces. I can simply highlight all three and drag them to the assembly environment. Now you'll see them on there. The pieces are different color. They're made out of different materials. I believe this is brass. I believe this is probably aluminum. And this may be an iron block. I just picked materials at random so that I could differentiate the colors. Now, there's a couple of things going on. All of these pieces should move, except for this one. This piece doesn't move. This piece is going to be what's called grounded. So I can freely move everything else except for this piece. I'm going to right mouse click on this piece and I'm going to unground it. As soon as I do that, then I can move this piece around. This piece is going to be the basis for everything, the big block. So I don't want to move that. I'm going to right mouse click on that and I'm going to ground that. Now this piece no longer moves. Everything else can flow to it instead of it moving around the screen flowing to other pieces. To do the constraint portion of this, you're going to need this button right up here. This is constraint. You can see where my mouse is. You also have the help section that will fly out as soon as you hover over it. I believe the help section in this part of the tutorial package is excellent and I recommend you make use of it. To get started, I'm going to do a mate constraint. A mate constraint is simply akin to glue. I'm going to glue one piece on top of another piece. I'm going to put the so-called glue on both sides that I want to stick together, and then I'm going to hit apply. For that, I've got piece 1, and I've got mate, and piece 2 right there. I'm going to spin it around so that I can touch that, and then also I'm going to hit that right there, and as soon as I do so, you should see the piece fly into position if you do it right. Boom, the piece flew into position. That tells me that that constraint is set up right. There's a couple other constraints that I need to set up on this. I'm sorry, I'm going to go back and show you what I'm building first off. See which screen this comes up on. This is, I should have shown you this advanced. I'm sorry, this is the piece that I'm making. So, you've got these three pieces right here. And you've got these four pieces right there that are the same. You just got to stick them in where they are, relatively speaking. with the correct dimensions. Okay? I'll show you how to do all of that. So this piece right here, let's start with this. This is what we're going to make, which means that I've got to delete that constraint that I just put in place. Easy enough to do. And then I lay them both flat, and I give them this dimension of 4 units right there. I'm going to slide this out of the way. I'm going to click on, well, I'm going to apply this constraint simply so I can delete it, so I can show you how that's done. I'm going to apply the constraint. I'm going to kill the constraint dialog. Now you see, while it is glued to this piece, it's only glued in one way. I cannot lift it up. But I've not constrained it to the edge right there. I've not constrained it anywhere else. As soon as I apply more constraints, the degrees of freedom that this piece displays, view, degrees of freedom, and back to the symbol, is -1. You see, there is no up degree. If I click it this way, I can drag it this way per the green arrow. If I go to the side, I can drag it this way per the green arrow, but you'll notice there is no green arrow going up. I cannot drag it up. That is because, well, I essentially glued it to the top of that brick. I'm going to delete that constraint. I have this piece highlighted. It highlights over here correspondingly. There is my constraint. If I hit delete on that constraint, now all of a sudden I have the green up arrow. I have full degrees of freedom of that piece. Are there any questions based on what you've seen so far? Okay, fair enough. Now, per this drawing, I put this piece right here vertical. Instead, I need to lay it flat. Okay. In that case, it's as simple as what we did before. Constrain, mate, that side to that side, falls in place, no problem. I'm going to hit apply to that. I am going to do a flush constraint. Now, a flush constraint will take the two pieces and mate them face to face. After that, you can set one back, anything that you want to do. So I'm going to mate this section right here flush to this section right here. It just popped into place. I'm going to hit apply to keep the dialog box up. Next, I'm going to do one more flush constraint. That piece to that piece right there. You see it fly into place. But if you look at the model, there needs to be 4 millimeters between the edge of the two pieces. So here is where I want to put this in place, right here. I've got this edge and this edge. I want an offset. I want an offset of 4 millimeters. And you just saw it slide in, right? Maybe I wanted it to go the other way, in which case I could do -4. And you'll see it slide over to the side. Inventor is really intuitive when it comes to this. I'm going to hit apply. I'm going to hit cancel because I realize I need 3 more of these pieces right here. Now, I could go back to the folder directory in which I got these pieces. It's a little time consuming, or I can simply right mouse click on this piece, hit copy, I think I missed the copy button, hit copy, and then come up here and paste it. I need 3 more copies, paste, paste, paste. There's my 3 additional copies. You see, each copy comes with its own degrees of freedom. This piece right here does not have any more degrees of freedom symbols. Can you tell me why it might not have any more degrees of freedom symbols? It's glued down in every way possible. Absolutely. I glued it down face to face right here. It won't move off that plane. I glued it down face to face right here. I did give it a 4 millimeter offset, but still, it's not going anywhere. 0 degrees of freedom. Now, I'm going to do the same thing with this piece right here. I'm going to constrain right here to right there. It pops into place. Apply. I'm going to do a flush constraint. Boom, boom. You saw that happen. Apply. I'm now going to swing over to the side, and I'm going to do another flush constraint right there to right there, and I'm going to give it a 4-unit offset. Up, -4 units. Hit OK, and cancel. That section is done. There are 2 other things that I want to show you. One is gluing with an angle, and the other is setting up tangency. I'm going to start the same constraints. This time I'm going to make sure I know which one's front and which one are top and bottom on this. This flat surface right here gets aligned with a flat surface right here. So I want to mate this edge with that edge right there. Apply. And then I want to do a face constraint that to that. apply. Now let's see where we are there. Okay, I have the edge in place, I have the top in place, and you'll see while there are no green lines, there's that red line in there with a circle going around it, meaning I can still spin that piece, which is cool because I want to apply a 45-degree angle to it. So I am going to hit this button right here. The next one over is the angle constraint. I click on that, and it gives me the choice of using 2 work pieces, 3 work pieces, or 3 work pieces with an angle. Right here, I only have 2 work pieces. I have this piece and this piece that I want to deal with. So I'm going to click that 2 right there. I'm going to click that one right there. And now it tells me to pick 2 work pieces. I'm going to pick this one, and then I'm going to pick this one. Now that's perfect. It flew to what's a 0-degree angle, because I have 0-degree angle set right there. I need to reset this value to 45. Maybe negative 45. And I don't like the way it didn't come back for me. But there we go. Okay, that is that piece fully constrained in place. You'll notice once again, no rotational red arrows on it, and no green degrees of freedom. Now, in your model, you'll stick another one over here on this side, per this drawing right here. What I want to concentrate on right now is this shape right here. I'll need to go copy one of these, and so I can throw it on here. But you'll see that this shape is tangent to this back angle piece, and it is tangent to that flat piece right there. And additionally, it's set in there with a 45-degree angle. That's what we're working on next. I'm going to take this piece right here, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it. That gives me another working piece. I'm going to come to constrain. The third one in is tangency. I'm going to click on this. I want it to be outside the shape. I don't want it to go inside. And I'm going to click this angle right here, and I'm going to click that flat surface right there. Now, it may look like crap at the moment, but it actually applied tangency to that piece. I'm going to hit apply. It will look better once I apply tangency to the second surface right there, and now it flies into place. Okay? Now, you'll see this green rotational circle right there, meaning I can rotate this piece however I want. No matter how it moves, it will always maintain tangency in there. Now, let's be honest, I've not really constrained it into that location, so it can still come this way and this way, but it cannot go up and down or any other directions. Now, all I need to do is align that to 45 degrees. We've already seen that constraint. That is the angle constraint. I'm just going to pick a flat surface there and a flat surface there. I am going to hit 45 degrees, and it's not liking that because I did not first set it up to be just 2 dimensions. That, and now that, let's see. I'm sorry, I'm going to do this one over. So, full degrees of freedom right there. I'm going to hit constraint. I'm going to do angle constraint on 2 work surfaces. You see the third one disappear. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to grab that flat plane right there. I'm going to grab that right there. It's set up instantly to 0, degrees of rotation. I can change that easy enough. 45. Apply. Now, that's most of the way done, but you see it still slides side to side. I believe that I have a 20 unit flush constraint right there. So flush right there. Come over here, grab that side, it goes to 0. I change that back to 20, hit OK. All degrees of freedom are gone from that piece. From everything that I have touched so far, degrees of freedom are gone from. That leaves these 2 pieces right here that I've already shown you how to do in a different location. Let's see you figure it out now. Are there any questions from you guys? You figure you can go and recreate this sheet right here, no problem. Okay, show me this completed project by the end of the class period. Go to it, gentlemen. Good luck to you. Everything is on the common drive. Okay, yeah, it would surprise me if you couldn't. But everything you're talking about, heating up that steak to the perfect degree, Yeah, okay. But you're still, it's still turning out gray hunker meat. You're not having that luscious look to it. Actually, yes, all right, gentlemen, after 5-10 minutes, how are you all doing? Any questions, concerns, problems at this point? Straightforward? Okay, cool. Go at it. Let me see the assignment when you're done.